Hiya, well, welcome to the video I didn't want to make because I was in the middle of making another one, building my new PC, but unfortunately the case I bought for it, somewhere behind there, wouldn't fit all the bits I wanted, so I might slot in a bit of that video content, but it's a shame. I'm not going to put that one out because it was a bit of a fail really. I couldn't get all my drives and stuff in. So I've got a different tack. I wanted a desktop case, I couldn't find one. So I've gone for this Fractal Design case. It's a mini tower. Again, bigger than what I wanted. It's not going to go where I want, but so what I'm going to do today is try and multitask, watch the Grand Prix and build my PC at the same time, see which one finishes first. So yeah, come along for the ride while I build this up. So, I guess first thing to do is unbox this. It's just arrived this morning from a well-known online retailer. We all know. And see what we've got. Instruction manual. Won't be needing that. I think my 20 plus years of PC building doesn't necessitate for an instruction manual. I think I know where all the components go by now. So you can see online reviews for these. I'm not going to go for it. But what I wanted was the optical drive, and I'm going to put a card reader in there. It's a nice front. It's actually lower than I expected, which is good. Good. I wanted it quite small. All your controls on top. I like it that the power supply's at the bottom. I like that approach. Nice thumb screws on the back. That's nice. And all the panels look like they come off. Building a micro ATX, again, if I had gone for an ITX, I would have had my choice of cases, but yeah, I got a micro ATX, I didn't want to change it. Most desktop cases either take TFX power supplies. My last case had a TFX power supply. I was thinking of transferring it over, but it's only got a 4-pin motherboard connector. And I thought, not great. And I bought a new Seasonic for my other computer. No, that's an SFX, but it's got a back plate, so I can put it in here. So I don't want to buy another power supply, and I want to keep the other machine going, which is why I'm sort of building them in parallel really. So I'm building this one to replace the other one, and I'm only going to knit the graphics card and hard drive at the other one. Right, with that, what I'll do is get set up on the desk. Excuse the state of this thing. It's been it's not a desk, it's a coffee table. It's been out in the conservatory for a while. I'm just starting renovations, so yeah, ignore the carpet and everything else. This is pre-renovations. I might put a video out about the house stuff soon. This is why I need a new computer, because my old one I built that in 2013. Yeah, it's an old i3 3225 onboard graphics. Yeah, it's a bit long in the tooth now. It's coming up for 8 years old. It's done well. 8 years old computer. I used to replace my computer every 6 months, but as you get older, you get different priorities, so you don't tend to do it like that anymore. So I only replace it when I absolutely have to. Unfortunately, it can't really do video editing anymore. It struggles. I even bought a GeForce 1020 graphics card to help with video encoding. It helped, but it's still slow. It's still painfully slow. So, hence new build. The new build is going to be a Ryzen 1600s. original, classic one, just because I got it cheap off eBay. It's going to have 32 gigs of RAM. I'm building it on ASRock F Pro 4 motherboard. This has got a, I'm not ready for the bling. That's not really my thing, but now I've got it, I might put some RGB in there, a little bit. I'm not going to go mental with it. I might just put like a frame around it or something. Don't know. I'm not going to build that today. That's for later on. I want to get a working PC. So that's the stage I want to get to. I'm replace my current PC. I've got no idea where I'm going to put this because my old PC is sat under my monitor. Of course, this won't fit there. So my desk is a corner desk, so it's literally this will be sat in the corner like that. So the window will be against the wall in any case. So there's very little point in doing it. I'll find somewhere for it to go. I just need at this stage. I wanted a working PC. I didn't want to spend a fortune on a case. And this one, which cost me 30 quid, so which is pretty good for fractal design, I must admit. So I'll get all myself set up now, and get all the bits together and start building, I guess. I already put the CPU into my board and memories into my board because I was already part way through the other build when I realised nothing would fit. Well, the hard drive wouldn't fit in. I could have a hard drive or I could have a optical drive. I want both because I rip music, I listen to CDs on there. I still use the optical drive, so I want one. It's a Blu-ray disc as well. So yeah, I still want one. So that's what I want in this case. This was done earlier. I was putting the PC together at this point, putting my board together. ASRock B450 Pro F. Here are the fan screws and all the other components on the board. Setting the memory sockets. Only one side moves. I thought that was a bit odd. I/O ports here. Yeah, I sped this up. Yeah, to look for the arrow, make sure you get the arrow the right way on the orientation with the CPU, as I'm just about to put in here. It's a first generation Ryzen. Yeah, this stuff is all off eBay. So the idea was to make a cheap PC. Sorry about the autofocus. For some reason, my camera didn't want to refocus. Don't know why that was. There you go, Ryzen pointing towards the arrow there. The arrow there's got to match that on the motherboard. All slots in, check, and then triple check. Get my magnifier out, have a closer look. Here we go. Yep, confirmed. That is pointing in the right direction. Now I'll pull this lever down. You can see I was a bit tentative there, but it always frightens me doing that. But all good. Time to put some Aztec silver. You don't need much on here, just to show them the P. That's all you need. Put itself out once you put the cooler on. Copper base on that cooler. Yes, I do install this cooler the wrong way round. I do change it round later on. Yeah, I didn't notice my mistake until I'd tried to insert the memory, and I thought, oh yeah, AMD sign in the way. Yeah, considering I'm going to use all the banks on the memory, so I'm going to need to access them. So I did notice my mistake, and I did correct it. Here we are, just tightening the bolts down. I like to do a cross pattern when I tighten down these screws, just because it comes from an engineering background. That's just what you do. It spreads the weight evenly, spreads the load evenly. So yeah, try and do a cross pattern. Make sure everything's nice and even. Unfortunately, this electric screwdriver hasn't got a lot of torque, so I have to do it manually. Here comes the memory, some Vantage, 3 GHz. Again, I just went for cost rather than performance here. This is for me a budget PC, so I'm not going for the highest spec, just more bang for my buck. And memory prices are quite expensive, so again this is another eBay find. yeah, so 32 gigabytes of DDR4. I'm only installing 2 at the moment. I only want to do a test. This again is a test graphics card. So again, another £10 I got off eBay, just so I can test, just so I don't have to take apart my current PC. So just test parts. Here I'm just connecting the 12 volt power. Because yeah, there we go. Connecting those onto there. Before I move on and connect a 24 pin Mohusiv one from the other side. This is just a test rig using the old PC I couldn't build, but I already put the PSU into it. But I'll move that later on. This is just making sure everything's together, and then it boots up before I get into installing it into the motherboard. Just installing the graphics card, graphics connector now. In there, turn the monitor on and boot her up. Let's see what happens. Yep, straight into the BIOS, so that's good. So I know I'm all good. Start building. So here we are back on the Fractals Designs case. Just taking the side panels off. Lovely, you can take the front and back off on here. There's a slot out there. They're all captive screws as well, so you don't have to worry about losing those. They're all part of that. Right, getting the cables out of the way and disconnect from the case and cable ties there. Just remove those out of the way. Checking to see if any standoffs are there. Nope, there aren't. So I'm hoping that we get a box of standoffs. I do have spares if we haven't got them. They're just drive bays. A box of bits. What have we got in here? Lots of lovely little bits. Yay, K-screws. Yay. Right. Let's lay them out in logical order. Here we go. No, I don't have OCD, but it's just nice and easy to find things that way. So I'm installing my Seasonic. This is an SFX power supply, but with backplate on, so I can put it in a ATX case. I'm not going to buy another power supply at this point. I might buy one later on because I want a black one to go with the case. But for the time being, I'm going to use the one that came out the other case I bought. As I say, it's a Seasonic. It's a nice power supply, nice and quiet one. Nice 4 screws putting that back plate on. That's nice and secure. Right then, let's see where the motherboard is. Here we go. Here's a motherboard I prepared earlier. With a back plate. And there we go. I'm just lining up now to see where the holes are, see which holes I have to put a standoff in. Try and line those up. How many have we got? How many are available in the case? I try and put in as many as I can. Give the motherboard as much support as possible. Here we go, getting those in. Using a torch to try and light, because it's quite dark in there. For me anyway, I need lots of light to work. Because my eyes don't work unless I've got lots of light. Just a part of my condition. Here we go, trying to get the top ones in. So I'm switching between my camera and my mobile phone. Screwing these all up nice and tight. You don't have to go mental with it, it's just hand tight really. It's all fine. Shutting underneath, sorry about that. It's just so I can see through the motherboard and see where the holes are and any that I might have missed. Because if I see light coming through where I think there's a standoff, then I have obviously missed it. So yeah, I think I've missed a few there. Here we go. And I've got to move one I think as well. Putting that one in there. Just checking, there's 2 there. 3 down the bottom. I'm not sure about the middle ones because the middle ones can be in 2 different positions. So fixing the back plate now. Nice. It didn't come black. I painted it because I wanted to black out the back. So I took and got a rattle can and gave it a nice spray. Now I'm connecting the motherboard, the case connectors to the motherboard outside the case. It's quicker and easier for me to do that. Inside the case I've got no sight, so It's easier if I do this before I insert the motherboard, so I get the speaker, power switch, reset switch, hard drive and power LEDs. Why they make a universal connector for this, I don't know. It would save so much trouble. Just agree a standard and do it. You've done it for USB, you've done it for everything else, why not front panel connectors? It's such a pain. Anyway, they're all connected, lining them up now. Thought it was a bit of a wiggle fest trying to get them into the back plate. Go on, give it a wiggle, give it a shove. Just checking because it's not going in as I want. Ensure I've not missed anything. And now time for putting some screws in. Go off the top one. Yeah, it's not going in. Yes, yeah, just having problems seating it properly. But if I get a couple of screws in a little bit loose, then I can see what the others are doing and move it around till they all fit. There we go. I get the screwdriver in there. Again, they don't have to be mega tight. It's just to hold it in there. It would have been nice if this screwdriver came with magnetic bit. If it doesn't, it just holds it on by friction, which is a shame because it means I have to put the screw in and then screw it in, rather than what I'd like to do is attach it to the bit and go straight down. It would be a lot quicker. There we go. You can see I've pre-installed the NVMe drive as well. You didn't see that on the time lapse, but that went in at a later time. Now I'm just putting the test graphics card in, not putting my one in again. I'm not dismantling my current PC at this point. I only want to test whether I can get it up and running again. Yeah, and as you can see on the TV there, I'm watching the Grand Prix at the same time. It's the French Paul Ricard race. Just feeding them through now. I had to use motherboard extensions for the 12 volt because they weren't long enough. And that's it.
When he wanted to stop twice, it's only fourth for Bottas. Lando Norris will take fifth place in this race after stopping much later than his teammate Daniel Ricciardo. They made that work, but it's a great afternoon for McLaren. Fifth and sixth for Norris and for Ricciardo, but it is a brilliant afternoon for Verstappen and for Red Bull. They lead still the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships, and it's another win in the bag.
Absolutely another win in the bag, and so important to bounce back after being so unlucky last night. But 3 wins in a row, especially for the team. The constructors, obviously Perez getting that podium, it just makes such a difference. And I think momentum is definitely on their side.
So there you go. Can I build a PC in the time it takes for the Grand Prix or for Lewis Hamilton to lose the Grand Prix? Answer: yes, I can.